Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, let's begin with the session. Unit 5 from Strategic Management we are dealing with, and we have covered up till now the Blue Ocean strategies. We have compared it with the Ocean strategies. We have talked about various examples and models as well. And now we will move ahead. We also, in the earlier session, touch base the startups definitions and things related to it. The two aspects which are remaining is sustainability and e-business models. So these are the two important points which are left. Let's see, we'll move ahead with the topic. I've taken this PPT from the Pearson. I've taken this particular details from Pearson edition soft copy. So probably this will have un edited version of PPT, because usually the presentation slides by the teachers are prepared by the teachers, adapting from the existing slides and taking the things from the books and the personal experiences. So up till now you might have seen my presentation slides which were prepared by me, but I thought this particular business model part is given very nicely in this particular discussion which is already there. So I have adapted it from there. Okay, so that's why I have already mentioned as it is. Okay, Pearson edition, it belongs to that. And I'm just using it for the teaching purpose in this particular class to help you all understand the business models. So a few things will pick it up from this particular slide pack which are applicable for your syllabus and move ahead. So basically, we don't have time for the class discussion as I had decided earlier, but then because of the time aspect, we will skip the class discussion and take it sometimes later. So I would have discussed the Twitter kind of account, which all of us are aware. Various social media uh, alternatives we are using, not only for personal communication, but these accounts are also, or these social media platforms are also used for business purpose. So we need to understand the characteristics or benchmarks that can be used to assess business value of a company such as Twitter. If you talk about a Twitter from the company's perspective and not per se as an account which we are using. Okay, so we need to understand the business value of a company. Okay, that does have a revenue. Do you think that so many social, Facebook है, Twitter है, तो ये सारे जो बिजनेस मॉडल्स की पर्सपेक्टिव से आप देखिए, because when we talk about Facebook, it is just not a social platform to project certain things, your photographs, uploading the status, and so and so forth. But the purpose of this particular example in this session is to have a mindset to look towards it as a business, कि जिसने शुरुआत किया होगा वो प्लेटफॉर्म, वो भी कमाता होगा ना. इट्स नॉट जस्ट अ मीडिया. Media is earning a lot, rather the most earning agency we can say, with whatever ethical and unethical practices which are there. Obviously we have to focus on the ethical part, and we need to understand the business value which this companies are generating. Okay, have you, I mean, probably all of you all have seen or used the Twitter account in order to communicate. Okay, and we have an understanding that it is a media to communicate with our associates and to connect with them. Okay, and maybe to project our ideas also. So this is some kind of a projecting platform. And basically, moving ahead with the Twitter example, the e-commerce business model is the basic point which we are going to touch base today. Okay, these models are nothing but set of planned activities designed to result in a profit in a marketplace. Obviously, when we talk about Mark Zuckerberg, definitely when we talk about Facebook, earlier it was his own venture, now it has been merged and entered into the Indian business model. It is a part and parcel now. Okay, you are probably reading the updates of Facebook. Okay, how it is changing its strategy this year by joining hands with certain players in India. So that would be a strategic move why Mr. Zuckerberg might have taken that particular step. Okay, his business model might have taken because of certain gains which he has forecasted in order to sustain. Because before Facebook, in my generation, I'm using the word my generation because now some things are getting obsolete and they are wiping out. ऐसा नहीं कि वो नहीं है या काम में नहीं आ सकते, लेकिन उनका टेस्ट बदल गया, but they did not change with the taste of the customers and the generation, so they fall back. I'm talking about Orkut. I have an Orkut account. Rather, I would say now it is a history because probably some 20 years back, probably I had an Orkut account, and now Orkut is no more used as it is as compared to Facebook. So I then shifted to Facebook. So such probably behind setting up this kind of business model, there might have been some strategic planning which is done, some strategic thought process which is put into in order to gain profit in the market, in the marketplace. Okay, may it be even the social media for that matter. So whenever any such kind of a business model is put forth, a business plan is required. Okay, a business plan is a foolproof plan of all the elements that are going to give income to that particular establishment. Okay, we need to think about the profit and loss, we need to think about the investment, we need to think about the processes, we need to think also about the stakeholders, and last but not the least, the contingency planning as well. अगर हमारा बिजनेस चल रहा है, तो अगर एक महीने में या 4 महीने में या एक साल में अगर वो लॉस बेयर कर रहा है, एंड इफ वी आर गोइंग इनटू some kind of a negative income, I mean we are facing losses, what is your contingency? You need to wrap up how far you can go with the current kitty. What are the contingencies with respect to the income source, or with respect to the various relationships, associations with the stakeholders which are there? What are the dependencies with the other market players? Okay, because when you actually survive in a particular business environment, you are not the sole player, or you are not the only person who are actually in the marketplace. You need to have some kind of awareness about the environment. So a business plan is a document which is generated whenever you are actually initiating any establishment for a particular maybe niche market or a existing market. You need to have a plan ready with all the possible financial, business, as well as various other resources perspective which are put in focus as a forecasted plan. So e-commerce business model is one such particular model which is actually leveraging the your existing business plan. It is a supportive structure. Okay, because you may have a stable business, probably a static one, may not be using internet. It is a different type of a model. But when you actually use the internet, that is the networks, that is the www facilities, or you can say features, you are going online, you are using the qualities of internet and web, you are using the strengths of the whatever online market that has been developed, the digital market that has been developed. So it's a framework which supports your business plan. These are the key elements of a business model: value proposition, a strong revenue model, the forecasted market opportunities which you are going to encash, the awareness of the competitive environment, the understanding of the competitive advantage, why you all are into this particular business, what would be your market strategy in order to enter the market, sustain, and become a long-term player, what would be the organizational development thought process, and who are the stakeholders of your within the organization as management team. So these all 8 elements can be thought from the business model perspective. One by one, quickly we'll go through. Why should the customer buy from you? What are you going to give to the market and the customers? How are you different from the other competitor? What are your value features? So basically, you may have your niche market, or you may have some kind of a personalization or customization of your product or services. You need to there need to be a thought process from the how, what is the pricing strategy, how are you competitive, giving a competitive pricing or as well for your product or your service. Facilitation of transactions by managing product delivery. Okay, so this is an additional feature which gives the customer some kind of a value proposition. So these are some of the examples why the e-commerce is being successful. It is being considered to be successful. Either it is having a customized approach, it is having a competitive pricing. Because when I actually want to have, so for example, I purchase a jewelry or a kurta from a particular e-business site. Okay, sometimes the same kurta in a particular shop might be of at a higher price, I have seen. Okay, this is the fact. Okay, so definitely is we are going to save on our transportation cost. We're going to save on time, at ease, comfort. Okay, all these are going to be cost savers for us. Okay, and above all, the product of our choice. Definitely the shopkeepers might be having investments for their shop, maintaining the infrastructure, payment of the staff and whatnot. Okay, and over and above ROI as well. So definitely the shopkeepers might have be having some kind of a margin against every goods and services they provide. Obviously the cost may differ. So that would be the business world model that might have been success factor where whenever a person or a organization is going online for their business perspective. Obviously it gives generation to a new revenue model because of the e-services. Not only the product are delivered, but even the payment is done online and through digital media. So how will the firm earn revenue, generate profits, and produce a superior ROI? So major types would be advertising revenue model, subscription revenue model, transaction fee revenue model, sales revenue model, and affiliate revenue model. Basically, when we talk about such kind of revenue models, these are the different types we can think of that our business would be supported. Because when I talk about just advertising, I earn only through advertising of my product. Okay, and I'm reaching the customer. Probably the other things are not even necessary. One word of mouth is enough for my working as a boost for my revenue model. Other aspects could be subscription. Just by subscribing my channel, the most popular one right now going is the YouTube channels. Okay, I make a recipe, I upload it, and I ask people to subscribe my channel and come up with the clicks and feedbacks, and then I get the popularity index high. I make a business out of it. I may generate a revenue after a certain phase of the whatever subscription I get. Okay, so subscription revenue model, transaction fee revenue model. Probably there are certain mediators. Okay, like Citrix client as an example I'm giving this. Usually big corporate houses have certain billing systems integrated in their particular, for example, various telephonic systems like Airtel or Idea or etc. These are having their own web page, and for billing purpose, probably if I am having my SBI account, uh, if I want to pay the bill, I need to have that particular host entity to actually connect me to my bank. So that mediator role is nothing but for which we pay that transaction fee. Okay, because our banking services are free of cost for us. Our this thing telephone service providers are giving us free service of projecting their website and projecting various accounts for us, and the services provided and various fees that are generated. And this particular mediator is going to charge for us because it is providing us the connectivity between the subscription the service providers and our banking facilities. So that mediating fee we are paying it. So transaction fee revenue model also हो सकता है, जैसे मैंने बताया citrus client. So that is going to give their revenue generation model is just being an adapter or just being an intermediate systems. It could be a sales revenue, that is direct sales revenue, or association kind of a revenue model as another types. Market opportunity. Okay, we are talking about, just to recall you, these are the 8 elements of business model that we are talking about. We have talked about value proposition, we have talked about revenue model. Moving ahead with the market opportunity, what market do you intend to serve and what is the size? This is very important whenever a e-business model is thought about, because here you may not see the customer directly. It's a virtual space, okay, that you are actually working on now. Okay, you need to understand and be aware of the market space, area of actual and potential commercial value in which company intends to operate. You need to identify the scope. What would be my target customer? But whenever you go online, it's a huge base of customers. So you need to design your web page and your marketing promotion strategy should be such that it should attract the desired customers. So it should have that particular pulling criteria of knowledge management, wherein customers are pulled in, they are attracted towards your business. Okay, so market space can be created if not generated, if not advertised directly. It has to be created with the help of pulling strategy of the search engine tools. Realistic market opportunities defined by revenue potential in each of market niche in which company hopes to compete. Means what? Whenever we talk about niche is nothing but untapped market or something unique which you are going to produce. So you need to actually define the rules and be very clear about the potentials of whatever investments you're doing in such kind of new market. And that has to be a realistic opportunity. Okay, wherein you can be hopeful further to generate some kind of a revenue model, and later maybe there would be competition and you need to be the market leader because you are the initial player. Okay, so whenever this is an advantage of tapping the untapped waters or tapping the niche market, you can say. So market opportunity typically divided into smaller niches, that is small chops and chunks. Okay, so that you have to identify ki if I am actually tapping the uncharted water, what would be the further opportunities for me. Okay, that is the smaller niche markets. Competitive environment, obviously पूरा ये subject ही इसके ऊपर है. There is a competition in the environment, and that is the reason why you need to sustain. In order to sustain, you have to adapt certain strategic routes, channels. Okay, that is why this subject we are talking about. So who else occupies your interim market space? Who are our competitors in the marketplace? We are talking about the opportunities and threats part in a SWOT analysis, if you talk about, isn't it? So if you're talking about the extrinsic factors in the market, you need to understand who are your competitors in your particular area in which your business is flourishing. Other companies selling similar products in the same market space, and it includes both direct and indirect competitors, because definitely I gave you an example about Tech Mahindra having its direct customer as Vodafone, and we are the indirect customers which are using the services of Vodafone. Okay, so you can see this particular trio as an example of where the competitiveness actually occurs. It could be direct as well as indirect. Okay, influenced by number of size of active competitors, each competitor's market share, their profitability as well as their pricing. Okay, so each of these areas would be a different session altogether, so I need not go into details considering the time factor, but these are some of the factors which affect the competitive environment, which you need to understand, and you need to boost your business plan whenever you think about the investment, whenever you think about the marketing strategies, whenever you think about the quality aspects you need to incorporate, so that your product is different from other. Your product would be attracted towards the customer, and your product would be picked up in the market pretty fast. That will give you the competitive advantage. Okay, so what special advantage does your firm bring into the market space? Achieved when firm produces superior product, as I just mentioned, the quality, or can bring product or market to a lower price than the competitors. You need to design your pricing strategy very thoughtfully. You need to be competitive enough so that people pick up your product. Low cost hai, sometimes people, there is a mindset here. Low cost है तो cheap product रहेगा तो quality नहीं है, ऐसे भी mindset आ सकता है. तो ये मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स में हो सकता है while the customer is analyzing, because there is a fake market also. You need to be very vigilant as a customer, but at the same time, when we are talking about from the business perspective, if you are the business owners, if you are the product service provider or goods product manufacturer, you need to make your product and service visible to the customer, and there your skills of marketing and sales people or the department is at the stake. You have to project your competitive advantage, ki how your product and services is different, how it is unique, or how it is actually the the realistic or the genuine kind of a product. This is very important. So you need to understand the asymmetries, the first mover advantage, unfair competitive advantage, and leverage. What are these concepts? Basically, you need to understand that whenever we talk about asymmetries, the market may not be similar everywhere, probably in the various geographical areas, probably the customer base, probably the market, probably the technological things. So asymmetries may be there everywhere. So you need to understand this, and you need to give that competitive edge with the help of these concepts. Okay, you may be the first mover because just we talk about the blue ocean strategy. You are the person who are actually diving into the uncharted water for the first time with the contingency plans, and you take the advantage because you are the first player. Of course there is a chance and threat also of falling on your face, but then you have to be prepared. When you are actually tapping the uncharted water, you need to have that particular pilot approach of trying out first and then jumping into it. So first more advantage आप ले सकते हो, because there wouldn't be any splitting of your business, or market share कोई नहीं ले सकता क्योंकि you are unbeaten leader there when you are the first person in the market to launch a product or a service. Unfair competitive advantage से दूर ही रहना अच्छा है, because when we talk about this, the fake market or probably unethical practices, all these things creep in. So definitely you need to be far off from that, and you need to understand that you shouldn't fall prey also of someone else's attack. So definitely unfair or competitive advantage, you need to be aware about it. And what are the features that is going to escalate, that is going to rather elevate or leverage your business. Okay, you need to understand and encash those leveraging uh, aspects into your scope of your business to gain the competitive advantage. ऑब्वियसली मार्केटिंग स्ट्रैटेजी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है यहाँ पे, इससे बिना तो चलेगा नहीं, क्योंकि आपका बिजनेस निश है या पुराना है, यू नीड टू क्रिएट योर स्पेस इन द मार्केट. सो मार्केटिंग स्ट्रैटेजी आपकी बहुत स्ट्रांग होनी जरूरी है. How do you plan to promote your product or services to attract your target audience? Details about how a company intends to enter the market and attract customers. I talked about the pulling agents, for example, because various search engines are actually playing on this kind of criteria. You open an email account and you search, or you probably last few weeks I was writing an article for a conference in a particular area. Now the areas were data analytics, the areas were cybersecurity, and my knowledge management was the main area which was associated with these two aspects. Now for last, I finished the paper because I was searching for literature review and I searched for the topics. Since last 2 3 days, the topics related to these three areas are popping up in my email. I did not I did not ask for such articles, but then the pulling agents of the search engine understood that this email user or this particular internet user is having such kind of search. Based upon my pattern of the searches, the knowledge management tools have pulling and pushing agents which actually gives data as per my search pattern for in the recent past. Okay, accordingly it gives you the information. You might have experienced this. Okay, best business concept will fail if not properly marketed to the potential. It is as clear as organizational development. What type of organizational structure within the firm are necessary to carry out the business plan? Obviously, if you are the startup company or if you are the traditional family legacy business, the team structure may differ. The organizational structures which are there, we have talked about in project management earlier, in the earlier session of PM. We talked about project based team structure, we talked about centralized, we talked about metrics kind of a team structure. It could be a hybrid kind of a thing, and these team structure, किस कौन सा टीम स्ट्रक्चर आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट साबित हो सकता है, सक्सेसफुल फैक्टर का साबित हो सकता है. यू नीड टू एक्चुअली एनालाइज, यू नीड टू actually study the impacts, the feasibility aspect of having that team structure, which will benefit with the type of business you are running and the type of market you're going to launch your product or service into. So this is very important aspect. So it describes how firm will organize, typically divided into functional departments. Hiring moves from generalist to specialist as company grows. This is a typical advantage whenever startups are there. Okay. I mean, this aspect or this perspective is different for various organizations. I may have a small startup wherein I need all the experts with me. Then slowly, I will divide it into functional department. That would be my approach. For some other organization, I will have the functional department organized first. I will have hire some initial, I'm an expert. I know me and my partner, and probably I will hire trainees like you in my company as generalists. And then later on, as I grow in my company, probably we as partners will be involved in some strategic aspects slowly, and then we will require to delegate our core competencies with our team members. I cannot do it with the generalists. I need specialists. Then probably after I mature to 2 months or 1 year, I will hire people, okay, and I'll delegate my tasks to those experts. So my expertise is being shared by my team now. Okay, so such kind of approaches I can have whenever I am actually establishing my startup and flourishing it further in the growth ladder. At the end, obviously, the core team member, management team. What kind of experiences and background are important for the company's leader to have? Very important point. If anybody is having that particular thing in your mind, obviously, multidisciplinary person definitely have the potential to start a startup, okay, or venture into a business. Okay, the experiential knowledge, the business knowledge, and the judgmental knowledge, everything is going to be important apart from the technical knowledge. Please remember, technical people we can hire, but when we talk about the domain knowledge or when we talk about the judgmental knowledge, definitely your own core competencies lie within you as a management. You cannot delegate that so easily. Okay. Employees are responsible for making the business model work. They are at the operational end. Strong management team gives instant credibility to the outside investors, because there should be some investing agency, some, for example, angel investment. You need to understand such kind of machineries or the bodies which are there in the private and the government sector, which are helping people to establish their firm. Obviously, you need to have the risk involved in that as well. Strong management team may be not able to salvage a weak business model, but should be able to change the model and redefine the business as it becomes necessary. Okay, you cannot survive with a weak business model. आपका business model should be competitive, as well as it should sustain in the fluctuating market and the contingency which may come further. So definitely it has to be strongly coupled management team. Okay, here is one example. Just for the sake of this particular slide, I would compare it with, this is a web one, but probably we may have certain models, probably 10-15 years back जो भी आया था market में. uh, Reliance had joined hands with the village cottage kind of vegetable vendors. In Kothur, there was one store, and it was having a walk-in customer as well as online orders. But the online orders did not work there because of that weak e-commerce model. It did not work actually. So, but now, as compared to that, Big Basket has come a long way, and it is proving to be a successful model in many cities. So you need to understand what is making the business model work and what are the failure aspects behind it. So why are more traditional grocery chains succeeding online today? Because you are definitely, I personally feel that that strong value chain is important. Okay, जैसे we can say uh, any such kind of portal we can consider as an example. Okay, e-basket or big basket or such kind of grocery online. These are some of the models which are working out. We talked about the logistic part sometimes back when we talk about the resource based view value chains. Okay, inbound and outbound logistics are definitely successful if you have that kind of a strong reliable systems. It could be transporters, it could be vendors. These should be reliable. Okay. Why would an online customer pay the same price as the store plus a delivery charge? What's the benefit to the customer? There are typically in Pune also some particular online models which worked earlier, but they charged based upon the area in which you are residing, based on the characters that person, delivery person was had to travel. Then came the business model of hiring such services. So Swiggy, for example, now they are also provide. I mean, their business model is just like revenue generating model is just by acting as a partner to deliver any product. So they are getting associated with various already established firms like hotels, for example. Okay, so you are getting that delivery. That hotel may not be having this kind of a service to go online and deliver. Yeah, you can book the order, but then delivery charges you have to pay extra. Probably you may work out such other kind of things like Swiggy kind of a thing, okay, or food on wheels kind of a thing, which are having their own revenue model to just deliver the required order from a particular different customer, different hotels and eatery points. Whereas if you talk about say क्या उनका नाम है, pizza delivery system, probably they have both the models working here. They have their own as well as they are actually having hired associate as well as a business partner. Okay, so what are the success factors for such kind of business model? Here it is given fresh direct. I would take example of eBasket or Big Basket. Do you think this basket would work in your town? It is working. You need to understand this as a case. So basically categorizing this, there is no correct way because whichever works well for me. Okay. So you need to try out what suits your business model. We categorize business models according to the e-commerce sectors, and e-commerce sectors would be B2C, B2B, C2C. This is nothing but business to customer, business to business, and customer to customer kind of a business models. The